Welcome to Daisy's Live Show, the fan review of Hindi serials that we do every week. We missed last week because both Tanu and Manu were out. So, what we're gonna do today is cover those 2 weeks. How about that?
Yeah,
Great
sounds
idea.
good.
All right. So we got Tanushree Bhatt, and Manushri Shah with us, and we are going to review 4 serials. And the serials we're going to review are in this order. The Kuch Rang Pyar Ke Aise Bhi Season 3, and we're going to review Bade Achhe Lagte Hain Season 2. We're going to review Meet, which is really taking an interesting turn, and we're going to review कुछ ये रिश्ते हैं प्यार ये रिश्ता क्या कहलाता है sorry I keep confusing the rishta thing always but having said that back here with kuch rang pyar ke aise bhi so who wants to tell me what happened in the last 2 weeks Tanu do you want to take that
Sure. So, this 2 weeks saw Sanjana going crazy, and she just confessed her love for Dev in a very filmy avatar kind of thing. So, I'll do a little recap. We have seen Neha coming back to Dev's family again, and she's the same soul. She has not changed. She's jealous of this
Sonakshi
Sonakshi. Yeah, she's jealous of Sonakshi. And when she came back into the house, we can sense that she has some kind of trouble going on in her life, but she was not talking about that thing. And then we saw Sanjana. She's making all her ways, trying to come into Dev's personal life. Every time she just popped, whenever Dev or Sonakshi is having their personal time. So last week we have seen Sonakshi and Dev, they were listening to one radio show where Sanjana, the gypsy girl, she confessed that she's in love with married man, and she just justified that. And Sonakshi and they were very troubled listening to that, but they just give it a like this, like, okay, no, not a problem. Then this week we saw Sanjana, she went into her knees and then she confessed that she is in love with Dev. And at the same moment, we saw Sonakshi coming in, and then Dev was very much perfect. She was like, "What just happened?" But moment ago, so they were playing a Damshra's game, or they were playing the games, and then they thought might be she's just playing the part of that game, and she's just enacting. But later on, when they were in the office again, next day, Sanjana came and she said, whatever she said the last day, it was not just out of the game or something. She has truly in love with Dev, and Dev was very much stunned. He said, "This is really wrong, and you should leave now." Uh, and then we saw in the pre-cap that Sanjana is coming back, and she's saying that she is actually aunt of Suhana. So now coming this week, we'll see how this is being a good chemistry between them, how Dev is going to confess what Sanjana is feeling for him to Sonakshi, and what happens with Sohana and this new Sanjana angle. So
yeah so
that's
what I found really weird and disjointed in the story let me just tell you this and Manu you can chime in too number one this entire angle of Sanjana being Suhana's aunt but there's a loophole there because if she was really the aunt who was in love with the kid of her daughter, where was she for so many years for Ayush? Because Ayush doesn't recognize her. Ayush doesn't know her. So where was she all these years that her sister was dead? Right? And that's a big loophole. If Ayush doesn't recognize her, how is she coming back into their lives now? That's one. The second is, of course, the bigger cringy storyline is just her. The way this is being written is it's so dilutive of why we love Kuch Rang Pyar Ke Aise Bhi. It's just becoming so cringeful that this has been third angle before. There's been Sonakshi was getting married to what was the guy's name? Remember?
Jatin.
There was the Jatin angle, but before the Jatin angle, remember when they'd broken up and Sonakshi was going to get married to another guy. even that angle, but none of that was cringy. None of that was fantastical. This is almost fantastical cringy. It's taken from another Ekta Kapoor serial and plugged in here, because people just don't walk into other people's homes like that. And she's walking into their most intimate moments. She's walking into their bedrooms. She's walking all over the place. She's walking into the backyard. How? Without anybody in the house knowing, without just walking through the house into their most intimate moments, which is kind of getting very weird for me as a not only us as a reviewers, but also as audiences and fans of the show. We watch all 3 seasons of the show, and now all of a sudden, for the first time, feeling, you know what, I just want to fast forward scenes here because can't take it. Just can't take the angst. Just can't take the presence of that of Sanjana on screen. Manu, what do you feel?
I guess Sanjana has been cringy since day one, because the moment she entered, she caught my eye and I was like, oh God, this girl. The moment she was, luring at Dev and chasing him to give those flowers, and then how she was so desperate to just find out that who is this person, who is Dev Dikshit. And in spite of knowing that he has a wife, she kept chasing him, and she kept doing that because she's psychotic for Dev. She's like obsessed with him. There are some people who have this obsession that no matter what, they only want this person in their life. And
Yeah,
Sanjana,
she's a narcissistic personality, self-centered. She's got low emotional intelligence. All of those things are a part of her character. But the way the character's been executed, I know that we know the character's been introduced to bring up the ratings of the show, but it's having a reverse effect on the audiences. What do you think, Manushi?
it is because a lot of people are annoyed seeing Sanjana all over the screen all the time. She keeps popping up in a 21-minute episode. You see Sanjana ke scenes almost popping up every 5 minutes. Like she comes and suddenly she knocks into Dev's office. Dev is not that person. I don't understand why are the writers messing up with Dev's character. I mean, come on, Dev is not that person who's going to entertain someone proposing to him. Like I can't really believe that this is Dev Dikshit, Devrat Dikshit, the man who can't tolerate unprofessionalism for a minute. This is the same damn person, and he's
Right?
actually
He's supposed
entertaining.
to be a brutal character.
Yeah,
How does he take her walking in and out of his office? Not only that, those flowers. What
yeah,
the hell? What is going on? How can the entire office not see this? Remember when Sonakshi was sharing the office with Dave on the other side? How people would be so scared of entering Dave's office, and how Dave is with his employees. He's brutal. He doesn't let anybody just enter his space. Where is his? Where is that entire Dave Dikshit gone?
exactly. He vanished in the thick air, and not just that. In spite of her professing her love to him, he doesn't utter a word. He's just transferring her to
What
Mumbai
is?
office. That's
Yeah,
so
what is
stupid.
his reaction? That's not Dave Dikshit.
He
What do
was
you think,
scared
Tanu?
of
That's
losing
not
his
Dave
family.
Dikshit's reaction, right? As a character, Tanu, did you feel that it's disjointed?
Yes, surely. And that scene, I was thinking that when he's going to call the office boy to remove those roses, it was utterly disgusting for me, those roses in that scene. Yeah, the writers are not doing good with the Dev's character. I expected a strong emotion from Dev at that point.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's super crazy. So what do you think is gonna happen now? Given we've seen a few recaps, and I saw one segment as well. In that segment, she goes and apologizes to Dev, and Sonakshi walks in and she takes Dev away from there. Sanjana is apologizing to Dev and she walks off with Dev, with her husband. But also, I think within that entire frame, there's also an interview of Sana and Shahir, where the same segment actually, where they ask, so what's going to happen? And what Sana said, that she's going to try to insert herself into their lives even more, try to move into their home maybe, because she's Suhana's aunt. She'll try to exercise those rights and get close to Neha so that she can break Dev and Sonakshi up. But Shahir then said that obviously, things are going to happen. But, writing such a story for this story, I mean, they're actually taking a very Ekta Kapoor plot, and where in every Ekta Kapoor show, I was telling Manushi the other day, in every Ekta Kapoor show, the girls of the family, even after they marry, they live in the house. So probably Neha has been bought back for that role. I mean, literally, or maybe her issues are going to be the next track. But whatever the issues are, just bringing back the daughter of the house as the antagonist into the plot, living in the same house, so that there can be friction. It's such a Ekta Kapoor plot, right?
I mean, who's going to watch it? Sanjana living in the same house as Dev and Sonakshi, and then she's going to try intruding their lives, and she's going to hamper their marital life and whatnot. I mean, that's so crap. I mean, why would Dev and Sonakshi let Sanjana stay at first place in spite of her being Suhana's aunt or whoever the hell she is?
They've got legal rights in Suhana. They can literally file a case against this woman as well, because she has no rights. She has absolutely, an aunt will not have the rights. They can literally file a legal case against. I mean, logically, it just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense, because Suhana doesn't know.
The writer Harneet really needs to rework on the plot. Please.
Not only the plot, the character arcs, the logic, everything is so off base. Tanu, what do you feel is going to happen now?
As you said in the recap, Sanjana is moving and she's gonna create nuisance in their life, and she is gonna play she might with the help of Neha brainwash Suhana just to emotionally blackmail Dev and Sonakshi. I just hope this time Ishwari comes into the play, and she acts like she's the savior of the family, and she saves the family from this girl Sanjana. I really don't like Sanjana's track. I hope so this ends soon.
Yeah, I was talking to some other fans, because we the Shahir Birdies fan club is on our platform, and I was talking to some fans who also read our reviews and comment on our reviews as well, and they said this. They said a lot of original people used to watch Kuch Pyar Ke Aise because season 1, season 2 have stopped watching the show because of the Sanjana track. So it's having a reverse effect on loyal fans of the show. I hope they end this track very soon, because it's really getting onto my nerves for sure.
I might just stop watching Kuchrang if they prolong the Sanjana shit all the more. I really can't stand her. I really can't.
Then what do you feel?
I too, and I hope that they watch our reviews so that they can work on this.
Yeah, I make sure I send Sony team a copy of this. So
Okay.
let's see how that goes. Well, that's all for Kuch Pyar Ke Aise. We are highly disappointed in the current track, and we are hoping this current track ends soon and they bring in some innovation into the plot, because this is the same cookie cut model used by other serials, and it's really, this serial wasn't for us to watch it according to the standards set by other serials. This show wasn't for that. Every loyal fan of Kuch Pyar Ke Aise Bhi today doesn't want to watch this show anymore because of this track. So I hope it ends soon. Having said that, it's a bye from Tanu, Manu, and me. Take care. See you later.